The twin suns of Zorathis hung low in the sky, casting an amber glow over the sprawling crystalline city of Luminara. Prince Kaelion of the Zorathian Empire stood atop the grand balcony of the imperial palace, his iridescent scales shimmering faintly in the fading light. His piercing violet eyes scanned the horizon, where the stars were beginning to emerge. Tonight was the night he would finally claim Princess Lyria as his bride, solidifying the alliance between their two great houses. Or so he thought. Inside the palace, the grand hall buzzed with anticipation. Alien dignitaries from across the galaxy had gathered, their forms as varied as the stars themselves. The air was thick with the scent of exotic perfumes and the hum of alien languages. At the center of it all stood Princess Lyria, her luminescent skin glowing softly, her silver hair cascading like a waterfall of starlight. She was the jewel of the Luminose dynasty, and her hand in marriage was the most coveted prize in the galaxy. Kaelion entered the hall, his presence commanding immediate silence. He strode toward Lyria, his tail swishing confidently behind him. "Princess," he began, his voice deep and resonant, "tonight our union will bring peace to the galaxy. Together we shall." Before he could finish, the massive doors of the hall burst open, and a figure stepped through. The crowd gasped. It was a human. The man was tall, with broad shoulders and a determined set to his jaw. His dark hair was tousled, and his eyes burned with a fierce intensity. He wore a simple flight suit, a stark contrast to the ornate attire of the alien guests. In his hand he held a plasma blade, its blue light casting an eerie glow on his face. "Lyria," the human called out, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "I'm not letting you go." Kaelion's eyes narrowed. "Who is this creature?" he demanded, his voice dripping with disdain. Lyria's eyes widened in shock. "Ethan," she whispered, her voice trembling. "What are you doing here?" Ethan stepped forward, ignoring the murmurs of the crowd. "I came to fight for you," he said, his gaze locked on hers. "I don't care about alliances or politics. I care about you." Kaelion let out a low, menacing growl. "You dare challenge me, a human? You are nothing but a primitive being from a backwater planet. You have no place here." Ethan turned to face the prince, his grip tightening on the plasma blade. "Maybe I'm just a human," he said, his voice firm. "But I'm not afraid to fight for what I believe in. And I believe in her." The crowd erupted into whispers, their curiosity piqued. A human challenging a Zorathian prince. It was unheard of. Kaelion's lips curled into a sneer. "Very well," he said, his tail lashing. "If you wish to die for your foolishness, I will oblige." Lyria stepped forward, her voice pleading. "Kaelion, please. This doesn't have to end in violence." Kaelion's eyes softened as he looked at her. "Lyria, this human has insulted our traditions. He must be dealt with." Ethan stepped closer to Lyria, his voice gentle. "I know this is crazy," he said, "but I couldn't let you go without a fight. I love you, Lyria, and if I have to face a prince to prove it, then so be it." Lyria's eyes filled with tears. "Ethan," she whispered, her heart torn between duty and desire. Kaelion's patience snapped. "Enough," he roared. "Guards, seize him." Before the guards could move, Ethan activated his plasma blade, its hum filling the air. "I'm not going down without a fight," he declared. Kaelion's eyes gleamed with malice. "Then let us settle this like warriors," he said, drawing his own energy sword. The crowd parted, forming a circle around the two combatants. The duel began with a clash of blades, sparks flying as plasma met energy. Kaelion was fast, his movements fluid and precise. But Ethan was relentless, his determination fueling his every strike. The crowd watched in awe as the human held his own against the prince. Kaelion's tail lashed out, catching Ethan off guard and sending him sprawling. The prince smirked, advancing on his fallen opponent. "You see, human, you are no match for me." Ethan gritted his teeth, pushing himself to his feet. "I'm not done yet," he growled. The fight raged on, each blow more intense than the last. Ethan's flight suit was torn, his body bruised and bloodied, but he refused to give up. Kaelion, too, bore the marks of battle, his scales cracked and his pride wounded. Finally, with a powerful strike, Ethan disarmed Kaelion, sending the prince's energy sword skittering across the floor. The crowd gasped as Ethan pointed his plasma blade at Kaelion's throat. "Do you yield?" Ethan demanded, his voice steady. Kaelion's eyes burned with fury, but he nodded. "I yield," he spat. The hall erupted into cheers and applause. Ethan lowered his blade, his chest heaving with exertion. He turned to Lyria, who rushed to his side. "You did it," she said, her voice filled with awe. Ethan smiled weakly. "I told you I'd fight for you." Lyria's eyes shone with tears of joy. "And I choose you," she said, her voice firm. "No matter the consequences." Kaelion watched them, his pride shattered but his respect for the human grudgingly acknowledged. "You have proven yourself human," he said. "But know this, our paths will cross again." Ethan nodded. "I'll be ready." As the twin suns set and the stars filled the sky, Ethan and Lyria stood together, their bond stronger than ever. The galaxy would never be the same, but for them it was just the beginning. Epilogue. In the weeks that followed, the alliance between the Luminose dynasty and the Zorathian Empire was renegotiated. While Kaelion's pride had been wounded, he could not deny the courage and determination Ethan had displayed. The human's actions had sparked a wave of change across the galaxy, challenging long-held prejudices and inspiring others to fight for what they believed in. Ethan and Lyria returned to Earth, where they worked to strengthen the ties between their worlds. Together, they built a future where love and courage triumphed over tradition and fear. And as they stood beneath the stars, hand in hand, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together.